There she is. She's the predictor. Got the office in a different room now, so a little bit of a different location. We had to hop on here and do a little prediction. What are we doing, Lil? Who's fighting? Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember or no? Who's fighting? That's a no. They came up with their own language. And it's like duck noises and hand symbols, and that was a no. It's Canelo versus Caleb Plant. Lily said, is he fighting the Leaf guy? I said, what Leaf guy? She said, Plant. Right, Lil? You remembered it was a Plant? So, when this fight was first signed, I'll go back to that. My immediate reaction was that Plant had, I don't want to say zero chance, it's boxing, but was that Plant had zero chance. That was kind of a combination of who Canelo is and his past performances and what he's done recently and stuff like that, and also a little bit due to, admittedly, my lack of knowledge on Caleb Plant. Then I've gone through kind of phases where I'm not the type of dude to just randomly watch a fight. I'm going to watch everything leading up to it. I'm going to watch the interviews. I'm going to watch the press conferences. I'm going to watch the weigh-ins. I'm going to watch the, if they have a 24/7 or an all-access or whatever it is like that, inside, whatever they call it. I'm going to watch that. Now, that being said, I do want to say that when I make these prediction videos, I make them before I watch any of that shit. So sometimes I make prediction videos and then I go watch a bunch of shit and I'm like, no way. I was wrong. The other dude's going to win. Whatever. It could be anything. It could be something I see in somebody's eyes. It could be a gut feeling. It could be something to do with their training or their sparring or whatever the case is. But there are definitely things that could sway your opinion when you watch these things. It could just be somebody's mind frame, quite simply. Usyk was one. I wound up betting on Usyk late because of a random interview I watched of Usyk that didn't even have anything to do with the Joshua fight. It was just a random Usyk interview. And I was like, yo, this dude's mind frame is on some next level shit. I'm rocking with this dude. And prior to that, I picked, not only did I pick Joshua to win, but I picked Joshua to win. I was pretty comfortable with my pick. I don't think I made a prediction video on here, but just in general in my head. And then, last minute I seen this Usyk interview and it completely changed my mind about who was going to win the fight. And I'm glad I saw it because I won some money on that fight. But back to Canelo and Plant. I did watch some things when the fight was signed. So there was a couple of things I saw. Now, two things I will take away from what I saw, or two major things that I'll take away from what I saw, is at first glance, I started to give Plant more of a chance than I gave him in the beginning. That's not to say that I really thought Plant was going to win at any point, but I started to get closer to like a 60-40 when I started to look into Plant a little bit. And then the more that I looked into Plant, that's going further away now. I'm back on the Canelo's going to wreck house train, pretty much. I think that Plant is capable of making Canelo adjust or making things a little difficult, maybe even making Canelo adjust two separate times. You gotta make adjustments as the fight goes on, especially with top-level guys like that. But I think that you also have to understand that the way that Canelo fights, and Mayweather used to do the same thing. Now, Mayweather is not as aggressive of a finisher as Canelo is, but the mind game is similar, okay? Canelo will start slow. Canelo will watch you. Canelo will throw feints to see how you react. What does he do every time I move this right hand? His left hand keeps going like this, and he'll wait. He'll wait and he'll bait you. He'll start letting you hit him. I don't want to say letting you hit him. He's not sticking his chin out or whatever, but he'll start letting you touch him. He'll start letting you get comfortable. And he keeps that picture in his head of you doing that with your left hand every time. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 7th, 8th, 9th round, he fakes a right, and he comes right over the fucking top where your hand was dropping, and it's lights out. So when we talk about somebody looking good against Canelo, it's a slippery slope even talking about it, because that's how Canelo gets his wins sometimes. Same thing with Mayweather. They'll let you get comfortable. They'll let you, feel like something's working. There's a quote that I love. It says, I forget what movie it's from, or maybe it's not from a movie. Maybe the movie took it from somewhere else. That's where I got it from. But it's something, it might have been a chess movie or something like that. That's what the best players do. We convince the other player that he's making all the right moves. That's what people that are on the next level do, okay? They give you just enough so that you get comfortable, so that you get mentally lackadaisical, so that you think what you're doing is working, so you don't have to make any adjustments. And then they get you before you're ever able to make any of those adjustments that you didn't even know you had to make, because he allowed you to think that you were having success and doing good. You okay, girl? What you doing?
I give you myself power.
You trying to get knocked out like Caleb Plant? You charging up over there?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, to wrap this video up, I'm going to say this. I think Canelo stops him. I think Canelo is going to stop him. This is just a gut feeling. Like I said, I haven't watched a lot of this shit yet, but I just have a feeling Canelo is going to stop him with a body shot. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. As far as when, I will say 7th, 8th round. I'll pick 7 just to make a solid prediction on here. I'll say Canelo stops him with a body shot in the 7th round, but that's obviously getting super specific. At the end of the day, I think Canelo is going to break the dude down. I think Canelo is going to be patient. I think it may look tough for Canelo at times, but I think that Canelo will stay patient. He'll find his spots. He'll find his range. He'll find his rhythm. He'll find his timing. And I think he'll put the hammer down on Caleb at some point. Now, that being said, I could see something over the next week that changes my mind. But from what I've seen, I just think that Caleb looks like a great fighter. But it's just something inside of me from what I've seen so far that tells me that he's a little bit overrated. Like I said, I still think he's a great fighter. I just think that he might be getting a little bit more credit than he really deserves. And we're going to find out a week from today for sure. But again, final prediction, Canelo stops him with a body shot in the 7th. Lil, what do you think? You picking Plant? I think Lily's picking Plant because she loves plants. Is that why you're picking him? That was a yes. So Lily predicts Plant. Is he going to win by a judge's decision, or is he going to knock Canelo out? Don't be trying to peek in here, Mommy. I see you.
I'm going for Canelo.
That's what I was going to say. Who's winning next weekend?
Canelo.
Canelo. All right. We got Canelo, Plant. Peace out from those Formzys.